Hello everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome to Friday Night Football on Premier League Dad. My name is Key, we are live for Sunderland against Nottingham Forest. Régis Le Bris teetering on the edge according to reports this week that apparently Sunderland are looking to move on. The manager who's had a really good season by all accounts. It's a bizarre set of circumstances that apparently we're talking about a Sunderland manager finishing maybe in the... Well, I mean, listen, according to rumours, if they don't get in Europe, they're looking to move him on. I thought that was a really bizarre story coming out of Sunderland in the past week, and it seemed to be getting traction from really credible sources, which was even more bizarre. Obviously, Sunderland have come out very quickly in Sky Sports and maybe the credible sources and very quickly distanced themselves from any sort of rumours like that. However, I do think it's quite interesting because I'm sure if that was actually planning to happen or if there were actual serious rumours or serious things happening behind the scenes, that's probably what would happen, isn't it? They'd come out and say, no, of course he's not going anywhere. Of course he's not. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But it was a really odd rumour that happened at the start of this week. And obviously, listen, we're going to be talking about that. We're obviously going to be talking about Vítor Pereira's Nottingham Forest, who are at this moment in time 5 points clear of Tottenham, who play against Wolves tomorrow. What a massive game that is. They are 5 points clear of Tottenham. They have a +2 goal difference better than Tottenham as well. A win here tonight, I have to say, I think would probably be enough to get Forest out of... I'm rooting for Forest. I'd quite like Forest to stay up, but I think a win here tonight for Forest basically makes the relegation battle much easier, doesn't it? This is a huge game for Forest. There's a massive upside to it. Even if they can just get a point, makes everything look a whole lot rosier. And obviously on the horizon for Forest is a massive European game against Villa on Thursday. We're going to be live for that as well. Big double-header against Aston Villa on Thursday night. We'll be live for both of those legs. But I'm really looking forward to this. Evening, everyone in the chat. How you doing? Finners, Matty, Jabba, City of Northville. Sarah, lovely to see you. 3-star as always. Oxford fan, Adam. Who else are we missing? Jason. How you doing, sir? It would be so funny to watch Nuno get back at him. Let's go. Sunderland, Forest doesn't. Forest deserve relegation. Worse than West Ham. Marinakis is a bum. Wow. Fighting words from City of Northville. How are we all doing in the chat anyway? Let's catch up with everyone on TikTok as well. I want to hear what you guys are saying. But I'm fascinated by this one, and not only this game. Tomorrow we've got two big ones coming up. We're going to be doing Liverpool Palace at 3 o'clock, and then Arsenal against Newcastle at 5:30. I was going to do the York City game, Rochdale against York City. At lunchtime, and I might still do that. I don't know yet. I've not made my mind up. Shahid, how's it going? Hello, Keen. Everyone in the chat. Look forward to a good match. Me too, sir. Me too. How are you, the lad? Says Mick. Good to see you, man. Let's go through the lineups because we are very close to kick off. There's 3 minutes to go. Well, swing evening, Key. How are you? I am very good, sir. More importantly, how are you? Here we go. Sunderland Forest lineups are as follows. Robin Riffs in goal. Mukiele, Ballard, Aldrete and Hume. At the back, it's Xhaka, Siddiqui and Diarra in midfield with Rig and Lefay sort of on the wide areas, but I think they're going to be tucked in a lot more. Brobby is the lone centre-forward. For Forest, a lot more of an attacking lineup, it must be said. Sells is in goal. Williams, Cunha, Milenkovic and Aina. No Murillo for Forest is a very big one. But yeah, Williams, Cunha, Milenkovic, Aina, and then it's Anderson, Sangare with Gibbs, White and Hutchinson in wide areas, and a front two of Wood and Igor Jesus. Definitely committing a little bit more in attack, Forest. They're going for it. YD, would you rather Arsenal or United win the league? Arsenal, every day of the week. Yeah, not even close, that one. City of Northville, if you are Enrique and you see the way the EPL treat managers these days, why would you ever be tempted to leave for any money? Managers need to demand their power and respect back. I think as fans, we need to be a lot more patient. I genuinely think it's incumbent on us as fans to be a bit better. We need to be more patient. I think it's just everything in life, isn't it? Everyone's a lot more impatient these days. It's TikTok brain. Everyone's expecting instant gratification and 60-second reels, and yeah, you need to lock in for the long haul, I think, with managers these days. Stacey, how you doing, Stacey? How are you feeling about this weekend's game for United? You've got Brentford Monday Night Football. Ethan, hello, Key. How you doing, sir? Jay Campbell, Liverpool fighting for the Conference League next season. Very much alleged. Uncle P, Key, my friend, how are you, mate? Anyone from Sunderland do you think will get a big move? Well, there's rumours, isn't there, about Siddiqui. Apparently Siddiqui being targeted by a number of top clubs, Man United included, looking at Siddiqui, according to reports. I think other than that, probably not. Geertruida, maybe, he's not been as impactful. I think Geertruida, he's been on the bench for recent games for Sunderland, but I do think he's kind of a good fit for Liverpool. I would have quite happily taken him. Jabber, Premier League dad, complaining about the youth these days. I know, I feel like a right old bastard. I'm only 36. And I'm just 36 as well. I was 36 like a week and a half ago. Crazy. Xhaka back to Arsenal. That's what we need. No kidding. Well, here we go. We're off and underway at the Stadium of Light. If you haven't already, do us a favour. Leave a like on the video. I would very much appreciate it. I don't know why that's just gone off. Timer. That's what I was after. Razine, Yoki, how you doing? Hate watching today. Stats show that Madrid haven't won against Betis in 2023. Hope we can win the league early. Well, I've got one eye on that Real Madrid Betis game, definitely. Buongiorno, Key, how are you doing, Timbo? I think Igor Thiago will get a big move. I'm not sure if there's a club. How much would you pay for Igor Thiago, and how much do we think he would go for? Here's Brobby. Sunderland coming forward early doors. Yeah, how much does Igor Thiago go for? If Brentford were to sell him this summer, bearing in mind they're probably not under massive pressure, he will go to the World Cup, maybe as Brazil's starting centre forward, maybe, and that's a big bit of responsibility to rest on his shoulders, isn't it? Especially for a Brentford number 9. The Brentford number 9 is Brazil's number 9 at a World Cup. That's unheard of. But how much, let's say he goes to the World Cup and he has a good World Cup following up a really good Prem season, how much do you think Brentford could or would command for him? And do you think that there would be any takers at that price? Fremo, Key killed a lad on the 5 this morning, the man called Wedgie and me. I'll give him a Chinese burn, me, Fremo. I'm telling you, if I find him, I'll give him a Chinese burn. I don't think Thiago is that amazing. He's just having an amazing season. Chelsea will probably sign him and he'll flop. Noah Siddiqui being linked with Arsenal yet. Brentford will probably try and sell him for 80 million. It wouldn't be surprising. Anderson has just had a go and it's deflected over the bar for a Forest corner. A little bit sloppy at the back, it must be said, from Sunderland. And then it's a strike, just over. Well, just over. Wasn't just over, it was miles over from Elliot Anderson. 70 million, says Hiller, if it's to a Prem club, 40 plus. 40 plus million you think is all that Brentford would ask for Igor Thiago? Whew, I have to disagree with that, mate. He's nearly top scorer, isn't he, in the Prem? Strike from Forest, just wide. Timbo, what happened this morning? Oh, nothing really. I thought I'd do, stupidly, it's my own fault. I thought I'd go on the live and be like, let's do a little chat live where I'm just like, I was sat downstairs, I just had my breakfast, and I was like, do you know what? I was in the lobby bit, and I'd not done my thumbnails and stuff for the day, and I couldn't really be bothered. So I thought I'll just have a little hour where I'm just chatting to people about footy, and there's a lad who comes in the streams every single day. He does nothing but come in and say one particular word, and it starts with B and ends in end. Right, he comes in every day and just says that one word. And I'm not being literally every stream for about 6 months, this guy. He's a United fan. And he comes in today and he requests to join the live. And I was a bit like, oh, Jordan, you come in and give me grief every single day. Why do you want to chat? I said, but do you know what? Fine. I'll have a chat with you. I'm not bothered. Go on, let's have a chat. So in he comes. And, yeah, we had a very heated... Well, I say heated. I was chill. But he wasn't very chill. And it was quite entertaining. I'm surprised if someone hasn't screen recorded it and maybe uploaded it somewhere. Chimey, hi Key, how do you tell if someone is bad for you? A girl, how do you tell if she's bad for you? I don't know, mate. I think, oh God, yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I really don't have an answer for that. I've been quite lucky. I think you just get a gut feel. I'd say go with your gut. Try and, get a good feel for it, but value yourself. I'd say that's the first thing. Look after yourself. Make sure you know the value of you. And if you know the value of you, you'll never have any issues choosing the right partner, whoever it is, whether it's a man or a woman or whatever. You'll never have any issues because if you know the value of you, then you'll know very quickly when you meet someone who doesn't know the value of you. You'll get a gauge very quickly if they're just not on the same level. So yeah, make sure you are okay with you. Make sure you know you're a nice person, you're a good person, you're smart, you're intelligent, you've got a lot to bring to a relationship, whatever it might be. And that's a promise. That's about as much in relationship advice I can give anyone, really. El Franches, get a life. Working on it, mate. I'm really working on it. Trying as best I can. But for tonight, all I can give you is Sunderland Forest. Timbo Key is a multifaceted man of many talents. Very questionable. Very much alleged, that. XX, my name is TAO. Hi, Key. Hi to everyone who's smashed the like button. Yes, mate. Love you lots. Chimey, watch out for red flags. If you have to ask this chat, she is. Yeah, I would say if you're already asking people, I would say you kind of already know. You don't really know. You don't need the answer. Because you know why? Do you know why? I mean, it depends what you like. I'm a soppy bastard, right? I am soppy as it comes. I knew within about 3 months of meeting my missus, I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. That was it. Genuinely. And I'd had girls before, and it was all... As soon as I met this girl, it was like, right, that's it. I can't be away from you. I want to be with you forever. 12 years in, got a little girl, married, all good. I'm telling you. You'll know. You will absolutely know. Liam, hi Key, what games are you doing this weekend? What games are you doing this weekend? We've got Liverpool against Palace tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Arsenal, Newcastle, 5:30. I'm still tentatively trying to... I'd like to do York City and Rochdale tomorrow because I think it's a really big game and there's no one really going to be covering it. I mean, that's less of a consideration. I'm not doing it for that reason. I will be watching it. I just don't know whether to stream it. I don't know if there's enough of an audience, really, for me to do it. But I'd like to, because I think it's a really big game in the National League. It's basically the title decider, isn't it? Prem Dad, football streamer and relationship guru. That's it, mate. Hayden Payne, what team do you hate the most in the Prem? Man United, quite comfortably. Let's be real, whatever answer he gets, he'll go with what he wants anyway, so just do that. Yeah, that's true. That's also true. What are we saying? Depends how empty your wallet is after they've been shopping, mate. Only joking, ladies. Partially. Half a joke, that one. Sunderland strike! Oh, big save! Big save. And it's going to be a goal kick, is it? No. Keeps it in. Chimey said I've been ignoring the text since December and now she's hunting me down. Whoa, hang on a minute. She's been texting you since December and you've been ignoring him. Then that's not... No, that's immediate. Like, let her know that you're not interested. That's you done. Finn, has Matty do a poll on the York City game? We'll do that. Yeah, let's do that in the second half. We need to get Mrs. Key on a stream to test her knowledge on my quizzes. That would be very good. I asked her about how many current Liverpool players she can name. I mean, once I think we got past Mo Salah and Van Dijk and that was it. There was nobody else. Premier League Dad Advice. Advice. I mean, it sounds like a CSI spin-off, doesn't it? Key, would there be any advice you'd give for asking out a girl? Christ, this live has taken a real turn. I didn't expect this tonight. Any advice for asking out a girl? Just be honest. Just be honest. Just go up. Just be... Do you know what? And I can only speak for my experience here, but girls value, women value, people value, not just women, but people value honesty and directness. They really do. There's a fine line between directness and creepy, but I think if you go up to a girl and you say to them, I really like you. I'd love to take you out one night. Or one day, whatever. I'd love to take you out somewhere and get to know you better. There's nobody there's absolutely nobody who that doesn't make the day, does it? If someone came up to you and said, I really like you. Or do you know, not even just I really like you. You can just throw them a compliment. Whatever works best. Whatever feels right coming out of your mouth. You have got the most beautiful eyes in the whole world, and I had to come over and say hello. I had to come over and find out if I don't know, fucking hell, whatever. Something, anything. Don't overthink it, but just generally just let them know you like them and see if they want to go out. I don't know. If they say no, then do you know what? And that's the bigger lesson. That's the bigger lesson actually. Is if they say no, don't be a dick. If they say no, just be like, well, hey, listen, can't blame a guy for trying, or I don't know, whatever. Well, listen, really appreciate that. Have a lovely night. Whatever. Don't be a divvy about it. Don't take it like some lad you'll see go like, well, yeah, well, I wasn't interested in you anyway. I was only having a laugh. Whatever. Pfft, yeah. Nah, go out. Be classy. Key Thomas, smooth operator. Key thinks my eyes are beautiful. Listen, Timbo, I know for a fact when I delivered that line, you just got a little bit frisky, so just wind your neck in, because it wasn't aimed at you, that one. Love advice, Dad, new channel. Hiller says, very focused on the FA Cup v Leeds, being a Chelsea fan since March 1966, and it's been quite a ride. First game I ever saw was Chelsea Spurs. 67 FA Cup final, I think I cried. Wow, that's a while ago. Check you out. She kind of has footage of me, Key. So scared what might happen. Oh, bloody hell, mate. Do you know what? Again, I've not been in that situation, so I can't comment. But I would say if you're that scared about it, I would genuinely go and speak to the police about it, because that is crossing the line. That is crossing the line. That's a criminal matter. Go and speak to the police. Don't overthink it. Just go and get the police involved. That's it. Because that is actually a crime. Like, if there is actually an issue that you're scared about, go and speak to the police. That's the easiest way to deal with that. Wow, hurtful. Key, I got butterflies when you said it had beautiful eyes. Not the first one. Get in line, Reese. Hi, Key. So glad you're here tonight. Tough day today. Your live is a lifesaver. Oh, mate, oh, what a save! Oh, speaking of saving, that was a very big save. I know, listen, mate, I really appreciate you coming in, and it's always good to see you. Always good to see you. But yeah, we all have bad days, don't worry. Tomorrow's a brand new day. It's the weekend. Sunderland, oh yeah, cleared away. Whew. Right, what have I missed? Liam, is the best thing to do, Key, is just to be yourself and be confident. Well, be yourself. If you're not confident, then you don't... I mean, you have to have a little bit of confidence, but you don't have to be, like, overconfident. And also, don't be fake if you're not confident. Some people dig that. Some people dig you being a bit, shy and awkward and bumbly, and that's, Hugh Grant. Christ, Hugh Grant was like a pin-up for behaving like that throughout the 90s. Women respond to authenticity. People, not... Again, I keep saying women respond... People. People buy from people. We're all a little bit awkward and shy. So be shy. If you're shy and you're awkward, be shy and awkward. But be honest. And if you like them, go and speak to them. Takes balls as well. And people... Again, I'm saying ball. Takes guts. People respect the grind, go up, say hello, be nice. Offer to buy him a drink, whatever. I don't know, depends on the setting you're in. But go and say hello to him. Say hello, you look really nice. You looked interesting. Thought you looked really interesting. How about we have a chat? I mean, don't say that, that's a bit weird. I'm second guessing myself now. Shahid, this shows how interesting the match is. Keys giving tips. The match has actually, to be fair, the match has actually been interesting. I value my audience very much, and I like you guys, and I feel like I know you a little bit. And if someone's feeling a little bit down, or they're feeling that, I don't know, they need a little bit of advice, then, I mean, I don't know how best placed I am to give advice. I'm not a Lothario in any way, shape, or form. But, yeah, that's how I would, if you ask it, that's, yeah. Worst she can say is no. Exactly, that's it. Worst she can say is no. The absolute worst case she can say is no. If she says no, so what? So what? Just be like, oh, hey, no worries, hey. Listen, enjoy your night. Go and have a great night with your mates. This match is far better than the one last night. It is, yes. Sleepy Sloth, be funny. Not something I'm able to do, sadly. Sunderland far post, big chance, ball pulled back. Diarra can't quite get the shot away. Let's go dating with Key. You look interesting. How about we have a chat? Yeah, no, don't say that. Definitely don't say that. I think if I'd have pulled that line on the missus, I don't know if I'd been married for 12 years. I think I might have had a restraining order. Can we get Prem wife's view on this? Oh, God. Oh, here we go. Sunderland down the right-hand side. Mukiele, Forest clearing away. Mazza, your missus must have fell for you in an instant, Keith Thomas. I don't know, actually. I was with someone else when I met her, which makes me sound like a horrible... there was nothing like that. I was with someone else and I was about to take that girl to the Maldives. And I joke at the time, oh, well, what did you see in me? What did you see in that precocious, charismatic sales manager who was taking his current girlfriend on a beautiful holiday? What did you see in me? No, but to be fair, if she did get me if she did get with me for money, believe me, we've had many years being skids. She definitely didn't stay with me for money. Forest! Oh, it's there! Igor Jesus, 1-0. That's a massive goal, and Spurs are freaking out here. Spurs are freaking out. Absolutely freaking out. Honestly, this is a bad goal for Spurs. A really bad goal for Spurs. Far post from Forest. What a header from Igor Jesus. Goodness gracious me. That is massive. That is absolutely massive for Forest. Anfield Vortex, even though I've never met you, you're a great friend to me. Mate, listen, I really appreciate that, and genuinely, if you're finding them useful, I can't tell you how meaningful that is to me as well, so make sure you keep coming back if you're enjoying them. Oh, it's going to be an own goal, isn't it? It's not even Igor Jesus, it's a fabulous ball in. Igor Jesus just heads it down. Oh, it's an own goal. That's so unlucky. It's in off Trey Hume at the back stick. It's going to be a Forest 1-0, but Sunderland own goal. Wow. There you go. Sleepy Sloth, I meant when dating, it's how I got my missus. Well, yeah. You absolutely can, if you can be funny. Again, it's not a gift everyone's got. But if you have got that in you, to be a bit funny and make people laugh. And do you know what? You don't even need to make people laugh. Just make her laugh. That's it. Step one complete. Now let's focus and go again. Absolutely. Back of the head, own goal. Yes. Always looks like goals in Sunderland games. Well, this one has started with both teams having chances, but an own goal from Trey Hume has really put Forest in control of their Premier League destiny. That would put them 8 points clear of Spurs with just 12 points left to play for. I've got to say, I think a win here would pretty much confirm Forest is safe. I don't expect Forest would have any realistic possibility of going down while 8 points clear of Spurs. And it would be very much it would be a straight shot, I think, between Spurs and West Ham. From this moment, I think if Forest win, it's between Spurs and West Ham. Massive. If they win, surely they are pretty much safe. They are, yes, I think so. Absolutely. New stream called Key Connections. All you do is key is set people up. Key Thomas dating love experts. Now the dating part is over, do you give medical advice because I got this rash? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Definitely not within my remit, that one. Swifty, I'm 27 years in and still hilarious as ever. She's already gone to bed. Good lad. Good lad. Yeah, that's it. You, to be honest, my mum and dad have been together for 40 odd years. Something like that. I think it's 40 something years. Nearly, yeah, 40 something years anyway now. 42 years they've been together. They're still making each other laugh every day. So if it doesn't fade after 42 years, then, you know, that's what you've got to go for. Forest win would be great to keep Spurs and West Ham sweating over making the drop. That Spurs game against Wolves tomorrow, if Forest win this one, that Spurs-Wolves game tomorrow takes on huge significance, doesn't it? Stacey, off subject, I entered the London Marathon 2027 ballot today. Fingers crossed I get in. Oh, good luck with that, Stacey, yes. I know you've been... you was worried, or you was disappointed about the marathon last time, so no, it'd be really good if you got into that one. If Spurs lose against Wolves, then I think Spurs are down. I think, honestly, at this point, mate, if Spurs draw with Wolves, because, let's be honest, if Spurs were to draw with Wolves and West Ham were to beat Everton, which is infinitely possible, they would be 4 points behind going into the last 4 games. That's a really difficult sell. The only thing for West Ham, I think, is their goal difference. I think they're going to have to be very careful with goal difference. 3-star, my mum and dad were together for 50 years. It's rare, mate. It's really rare when you see that sort of thing. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Daddy-o, I've been where you are, mate, and like the rash, just ignored and hope it goes away. Chris Wood with a strike. Good save again. Very, very good save. Very, very good save. And Sunderland come away with it. Forest are starting to grow in confidence, though, here. Sunderland need to just put the foot on the ball. Look at that. You can see the Sunderland players looking around at each other and saying, guys, just calm it down a minute. Just have a little minute here. Lifted Clement, you're so lovable. Even though I'm not a Liverpool fan because I don't want my Liverpool, I still can't miss your live stream. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. So lovable. Questionable, again, depending on my recent comments. My recent comments would heavily disagree with that. Jabba says, can Wolves take Spurs down with them? Yeah, I think they can. Listen, Wolves' home form is not to be sniffed at. Wolves' home form recently, they have just 1 defeat in their last 4 games. They've had Arsenal, Villa, and Liverpool twice come to Molineux. And that's a very difficult run of fixtures, isn't it? Liverpool twice, Villa and Arsenal in their last 4 games at home, and they've lost just once. They've won 2, drawn 1, and lost 1. Very, 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 very good home record for Wolves. Whereas if you look at Spurs' away record in their last 5 games is 4 defeats and 1 draw. So honestly, I know De Zerbi's a new variable in that mix, but smart money's probably on the draw tomorrow. Anfield Vortex, my mum and dad were together for 51 years. My mum died 2 years ago, and my dad has dementia now. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Dementia. My granddad had dementia as well. It's a horrible, horrible disease. I'm really, really sorry to hear that, and obviously sorry to hear about your mum as well. But 51 years, mate. That's an incredible innings, and I think, do you know what? Most of us, I think if you could pick 51 years married, happily married, it's not a bad way to go. That's kind of what we're all striving for, isn't it? My best advice is, if an ex who is still interested in you has a video of you, call her bluff and turn it into a positive by begging her to make you famous. Oh, sweet Lord, that's a definite bluff. Like I said, for me, I think that's where you involve the popo, because that's, at least if it's documented, she gets a warning sign that, listen, we know you've got this. Any chance it appears out wide, then we're knocking on your door. That's a free kick, referee. It is a free kick just outside the area. Milenkovic diving in. It's a free kick for Sunderland. Bang on the edge of the box, this one. My parents just had their 50th as well. It's really nice. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my parents have got a couple of years, well, 8 years to be precise, still to go before the 50th, but yeah, they're a long way in. Ironically, Chelsea beat Wolves at Molineux. They did, yes. Chelsea were the last team to beat Wolves in the league. At Molineux, rather. Swifty, I'm in a similar position. My mum died 2 years ago. My dad just had a major stroke just after. Fucking hell, mate. It's hard. Really hard. Getting older. Unfortunately, you lose the people closest to you as you're getting older, usually in your 30s, which is kind of the time I'm in now. I've been very lucky. I've not really had to lose anyone significantly close to me. I've lost my grandparents and stuff, but not parents or siblings or anything just yet. I've been very fortunate, but it's coming. It's coming. It's part of life, unfortunately. It's one of them things, you've just got to kind of accept it. Doesn't make it any easier, though, when it does happen, of course. Sunderland with a free kick here. Strike into the wall and behind. Jay Shaw says Spurs going down will be football magic, like Greece winning the Euros. Forest just about get it clear. Weird sort of header, that one back in and over the bar. Graham Harris, if Nottingham Forest win, will it make Tottenham go down? It looks very, very much so. If Forest win, I think Spurs and West Ham, it's between them two for going down, I would say. G. Lawrence, curtains for Spurs if they don't win tomorrow. Yes, I would say so, mate. Absolutely. Sleepy Sloth, having twins in August. Any tips for being a dad? Oh, grow an extra pair of arms. Learn to live without sleep. Are they your first two? Going from 0 to 2, I don't know how you'll do it. 0 to 1 was a big shock. If it's 0 to 2, then I really wish you all the best, mate. You and your partner are gonna have to be on it, like bang on it. Find time for each other. That's the other bit as well. City of North Hill, try to find more money. Do you know, bizarrely, they are expensive, kids. They are expensive. My little girl was expensive. It's partially really expensive because you want to do so much for them. You want to buy them all the toys and you want to, get them all the new clothes and all that sort of stuff. But actually, do you know what? Money's probably the least important factor in it all. It is important. It's not unimportant. But I would say the more important thing is that you're consciously spending time with them. You're enjoying the moments, drinking it in. Like, my little girl's gone from being like a baby to 5 like that, and it's so quick, and you've got to... I can't believe how big she is now. It's just sad in a way. I want more. I want to have another one. I'd quite happily have another one. But, yeah. I didn't feel a thing when my little girl came. My missus don't like that gag. Here we go. Sunderland clear it away. Yes, mate. First ones. Well, you don't do things by half, you, mate. I'd tell you what the advice, a bit of decent advice might be. Go. Take out a Netflix subscription or go and buy some prophylactics so you don't get third and fourth coming along anytime soon. Take up a hobby. buy a bed, buy a camp bed or something for a different room. Because the thing that could make 2 very, very much more complex is 3 and 4. Because that's the other thing that tends to happen once you've had your first kid, is another one usually follows quite quickly after if you're not careful. Reese, probably not the best thing to say, Key. Yeah, not when she's in. Look at that, she's there. She's there. She's watching. Goodness me. Hilla buried my aunt today. She was married to my uncle for 64 years. Wow. 64 years. Crikey, that's some going. My uncle suffers from dementia. Very sad story. I'm sorry. It's an awful disease. Absolutely awful. Alzheimer's and dementia. Terrible. Absolutely dreadful. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I really am. Tight on the toffees. Key up for a football cahoot sometime. A football cahoot? What's a football cahoot? I don't even know what that is. City of Northville, put a small tattoo on one of them so you can tell them apart and they can't pull the wool over your eyes. Oh yeah, are they identical? Do you know if they're identical twins? I don't know if you know that before they're born. August as well. Do you know what? I tell you what you need to do. Like, buy some fans and some ice machines for your lovely wife. Make sure you look after her, because I'm telling you, August, in the middle of summer, if she's giving birth, she is going to be unbearable in many ways. Forest, big chance, should be. Oh, it's 2! Oh my God, it's 2-0. That is massive. That is absolutely huge. That is astronomical in the relegation battle. Just Sunderland, disastrous defending at the back. Absolute calamity at the back from Sunderland. And Chris Wood has just put it in. 2-0 Forest. Wow. This is chaos. This is mad. This is absolutely mad. Spurs are panicking. Now I'm panicking. Now they are panicking. You best believe they're panicking. What a finish that is from Chris Wood. Spurs look like they are going down here. We could do a real quiz with... quiz. Right, okay. Oi, Bleach Demon, how's it going? 3-star Red says now, finish them off this half. Listen, they've got to do it. They've got to do it. As it stands, Forest are going to be 8 points clear of Spurs. I think that's insurmountable. I've got to say, I think that is insurmountable. If Sunderland don't somehow turn this round, if they manage to get it 2-2, maybe Forest are still in with a battle. But, goodness me, that's a really, really difficult position for Forest to be pulled back into a relegation battle now, I have to say. Don't see any world in which Forest are going down right now. Perfect result list for Everton. Is it? How's it the perfect result for Everton? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's absolutely not the perfect result for Everton. Do you know why? Because if anything, it means that it's a straight shot between West Ham and Spurs. West Ham know that there's not 3 teams that could go down. It's just them or Spurs. Which means West Ham have to win even more tomorrow against Everton. And they will. Sunderland totally switched off, or they must really hate Spurs. It could be that as well. By the look of it, even Chelsea can win here on the last day. Yes, absolutely, and they might well do as well. The only downside, says Reese, is the fact that Chelsea v Arsenal will be the big London derby. Oh, what a touch from Amari Hutchinson. They're in again here. It should be 3. Hutchinson, far post, big chance. Corner. Is it going to be a corner kick? It is. Gibbs White should score, you know. Gareth, how you doing, sir? Very good. How are you? City of Northville, West Ham is coming hard. I beg your pardon? Bowen is going to run wild on you. And Jabba says it does give us some help. Key thinks we're concerned with the relegation battle. How? How does it help you then? How does it help you? I don't know in what world it helps you. Apart from the fact that Sunderland are a point behind Everton. I don't think that helps you at all. Fulham could be ahead of Everton by tomorrow. Who Fulham got? Villa. Yeah, Fulham beat Villa tomorrow lunchtime. Everton are going to be down to 11th, sorry. Forest, far post. They're going for 3 here. Big chance, must be. It's 3. It's there. Oh my God. It's done in the first half. It's absolutely done in the first half here. Morgan Gibbs-White 3-0. What a strike that is. What a goal from Forest. And Sunderland are collapsing. The Mackhams have absolutely collapsed here. Maybe the rumours, does this just add weight to the rumours about Régis Le Bris? There were rumours, very, very credible ones, from credible reporters all across football. It was astounding to hear that Régis Le Bris might be moved on by Sunderland if they don't get European football. Look at the Sunderland fans streaming to the exits after 35 minutes. I've never seen this before. 35 minutes you go into the exits. That is madness. What are we witnessing here? 3-0 after 35 minutes. Forest basically safe. Forest is safe. They're done. They are done. As it stands, I think Spurs could be going down. Ben says, reckon we could finish third if we beat United next week. Yeah, we're still in with it, mate. Definitely still in with a chance, Liverpool. Beat Forest, beat Villa, beat Chelsea, beat Palace. We're good. Swifty, 3-goal rule key. You have to leave. Is there anyone in here who's not hoping for a Wolves win tomorrow? I mean, I don't want it to be a Wolves win. I want the relegation battle to go to the final day. So, if I'm honest, I'm kind of half hoping for a... Oh, they're in again here, Forest. Fucking hell, nearly 4-0. Sunderland need that half-time whistle. They are screaming for the half-time whistle here. Spurs, Morgan Gibbs-White is coming for you. The result is, at the end of the day, we always win. Brain, how's it going, mate? Forest are going to win the UEFA Europa League. They will, I think. Look, I said this earlier. I actually have a really weird feeling that Forest are going to be in the final. Key, Palace did everything against West Ham to win all 3 points. That draw against Palace will hurt West Ham. It will, yeah. It absolutely will. So I go out to the ice cream van and it's 3-0. Ice cream van at 8 o'clock? Where's the ice cream man coming round yours at 8 o'clock? It's ambitious. If there was ice cream chimes outside ours now, I'd be outside. I'll be back in a minute. Right, here we go. Ollie, are you doing York tomorrow? I don't know. I need to do some sort of... Maybe I'll do a poll at half-time. Oh, big chance! It's 4! Oh my God! Here goes Jesus! It's 4! It's 4! Forest are safe! Forest are safe! That's it! They've done it! They have done it! 4-0! Goodness gracious me! The ball got whipped in, and as it just broke to the far post, Igor Jesus is there with a tap-in, and if there were Sunderland fans streaming to the exits at 3-0, 2 minutes later it's 4-0 and they are going. The stands are going to be empty. The stadium of light. The stadium of darkness. Stadium of shite. I don't know. It's just all over the place, Sunderland at the back. And you get a bit of a lucky break, Forest, you've got to say, as the ball comes back in from Hyena, takes a couple of deflections and just falls lovingly at the side foot of Igor Jesus, who first time, Robin Riff's no chance. It's 4-0. Igor Jesus with his 1.5 goals for the game. He was part of the own goal that happened, the first goal, and now he scored one for himself. Chris Wood and Gibbs White adding the other 2. What a performance. What a performance from Forest. If they can take this into the games against Villa, I think they could be on for a big, big night on Thursday. Jabba, okay, I'll excuse the fans for leaving now. Now, could Sunderland Could Sunderland just about? Could they get back into this? Is it on? Is it on? Hiller says, in Denmark, we get to see English football regularly. First game was Wolves-Sunderland in 69. That was a black screen, so we actually didn't see Curran scoring the only goal of the game. And broken verdict. Can't believe what I am watching. No, nor can I. Cannot believe what I am watching. 4-0. It's astonishing. How many games have we seen in the Premier League this season that have been 4-0 before half-time? This is not just one of the beatings. It's one of the beatings of the season, isn't it? This is not just a beating. It's one of the biggest beatings we've seen in the Premier League all season. This means Forest can afford to put all their effort into the semi-final. Absolutely it does. It also means that Forest play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in between the Villa games, don't they? So that should be as big of a gimme. Chelsea will play probably a second-string Forest side, I would imagine, in that game. Can't imagine Forest go to Stamford Bridge and put out a full-strength crew. They'll change, won't they? They'll change a fair few. Sunderland, edge of the box, Xhaka strike. And Sunderland just about win it back. How is it 4-0 already? It's been a mad game. Very mad game, Egbert. Egypt Tonica's key. What did you say about Tottenham not going down? I still think they've got a very good chance. I don't think it's anything to do with Tottenham. We've just seen Leeds and Forest go on unprecedented winning runs. And it's just taken them right out of the race. West Ham are still in it. But, yeah, I'm a lot less confident than I was, I have to say. This is what people thought City was going to do. City v Liverpool. City v Liverpool wasn't this dead at half-time. Even the Mackhams want Spurs to go down. What is the biggest scoring game this season other than this one? I don't know, you know. I don't know. I think there's been a fair few games that have been like 3-0 at half-time, but I don't think we've seen any 4-0s at half-time. FM No Casuals, we are doomed, lad, I'm telling you. You still think West Ham are going down? Dino the Philosopher, how you going, Dino? Timbo, Chelsea will actually win a game. 4-4-2, genius. Gibbs White, out of midfield and in attack, genius stuff. Is Haaland on the pitch for Forest? No, they don't need him. They've got the clinical Chris Wood up front. Garav says some Spurs fans crying in watching Watchalong. Oh, in hate Watchalong. Man City 5, Fulham 4. Wasn't that the result of a game? It was, yes, 5-4. And I think City were 4-1 up at half-time in that one, weren't they? Can't remember. But a hell of a game, this one. It's... I mean, do you know what? I have to say, there's probably 2 goals that Forest have scored tonight that are totally of their own doing. Like, Régis Le Bris will be tearing his hair out. Absolutely tearing his hair out with 2 of those goals. The Chris Wood one was an abomination. Joe, 3-star Reds, I love you. Hey, the mags are loving this. Nathan, how are you, Key? I'm good, mate. How are you? West Ham have been before they can handle the pressure. Tottenham will crumble. It's going to be a fascinating game tomorrow. I'm going to be live at 3 o'clock tomorrow for Liverpool v Palace, and we'll be keeping an eye on that Tottenham game. Tottenham v Wolves is on at the same time. So if you want to join me tomorrow for a 3 o'clock soccer Saturday type of approach, we'll have the live scores over here. So we'll be chatting through as the Spurs-Wolves game are going on. But I'm going to be watching Liverpool v Palace. Where will Scott Parker's Burnley go from here? I would imagine they'll be back this time next season. I imagine he keeps his job and probably will be back in the Premier League in another 18 months. That's usually how it goes with Burnley. Paul for Leeds. Not going to lie, I wanted Forest to lose. Sunderland never perform when you want them to. Leeds are fine though, aren't they? Leeds are safe, I think, Paul. Egyptonic as the National League, League 2 and Premier League have insane title races now. It's mad. I think I am going to do that York City game tomorrow. Rochdale, York City at 12:30. I haven't got it scheduled, but I might do it. I might be tempted to do it. The only downside here is the joy of the Geordies. Yeah, it's a very, very interesting season for both North-East sides, I must say. Newcastle, by the way, are not exactly out of Europe. They are 7 points off Bournemouth with 4 games left to go. It's going to be difficult, but maybe not inconceivable that Newcastle were to get that back. They do have a game in hand on Bournemouth. They have a game in hand on Chelsea. They have a game in hand on Brighton. So if Newcastle were to beat Arsenal tomorrow, which again isn't beyond the realms of possibility the way Arsenal are playing, if that was to happen, then maybe, who knows, Newcastle could still get Europe. Jack Frost says Burnley sacked their manager. No. Not that I'm aware of. No, I think Scott Parker's still manager, isn't he? I could be wrong. I'm almost certain Scott Parker is still manager of Burnley. If I am wrong, I apologise, but no, I think he is. Have Burnley not equalled Norwich's record of 6 relegations yet? I think this excels it. Isn't this 7? I think this is the 7th. I would never trust Sunderland, never again. Egypt Tomica says you have to. It's 105 points v 107, but isn't it mad? You can have 107 points and still not automatically get promoted. Yeah, there's a fair few in the league arguing, and Rochdale and York have put statements out tonight having a go at the National League and the FA in general and said it should be 3 up. It should be 3 up coming up from the National League. We are professional clubs. We're not, part-timers. England, you've got to respect the pyramid. It should be 3 up from the National League, and that's what York and Rochdale are pushing for, irrespective of the result tomorrow, which I think is good for solidarity for the rest of the league. Evening Key would like to see Forest win to put more pressure on Spurs. That's a very popular opinion tonight, I must say, mate. Everyone seems to be saying the same. Sunderland free kick, 1 before half-time would make this very interesting, but there's only 20 seconds plus injury time. It's got to be up there with the worst half of football Sunderland have played all season. Great ball in, big chance here. Forest scrap it away, excellent again. Ruben Amorim linked to the Palace job next season. Now that would be interesting. I have said for a while I think Ruben Amorim will get back in the Prem very quickly. Like the first job that comes up that is with a decent sized team, I think he could go. I actually think he would massively suit Brighton. Or Newcastle, but I think Brighton would be a great appointment for Ruben Amorim, if and when Fabian Hürzeler goes, which I think he will do at some point. He'll probably go to a Barcelona, a City, a Chelsea, a Arsenal. Fabian Hürzeler is the next bright young manager. Him and Iraola are the two I think most would look for. 3 goals in 6 minutes is crazy, isn't it just? Rochdale, ew. What are we missing here? Sunderland far post, again cleared away, just about, and Hutchison can't keep it in. Sunderland's still going for it. Amorim has Chelsea vibes about him. That's just every manager though, isn't it? What manager doesn't have Chelsea vibes? I don't look at any manager that's on the market and think, I don't think Chelsea would appoint them. There's not one that I really look at and think, no, I think Chelsea wouldn't even consider him. Every single one. Broadly speaking. Like Pellegrini. Manuel Pellegrini. He could be tempted by Chelsea. Arsene Wenger. Listen, they appointed Rafa Benitez. If Rafa Benitez can be Chelsea manager, and they hated him, if he can be Chelsea manager, anyone can. Lego Ed Arteta. I bet Arteta would. There's been plenty of players who've moved between Arsenal and Chelsea, so I don't think Arteta would be out of the realms of possibility. Garav says he plays the same style as Glasner. He does, yeah. He likes a back 5 or a back 3, however you want to look at it. Melier and Pirot would be good signings for Spurs in the Championship next season. And Key, who do you think will suit Palace? Which manager? I'd like Palace to show a bit of ambition, but I don't think they will. I mean, that's kind of why you've got to remember... claim for the handball from Nico Williams. I don't want to see that given as a handball. Does hit his hand in the area, but you don't want that given as a handball. He's not even looking at it. I'd like Palace to show some ambition, but I think that's why Glasner isn't at the club, because they aren't showing ambition. Steve Parish, I've spoke to Palace fans on the channel who've said Steve Parish has no ambition. He has no desire to take Palace into, regular European contenders or Champions League or anything like that. He has no desire to build the club. There's no real scope to do that. And when Glasner said, listen, I've won the FA Cup, I've got us into Europe, I want to now build on this and go and get some, let's go and invest and keep the good players we've got, let's go and get some more. And Steve Parish was just like, nah, I think we're going to sell Gay and sell Elise and sell Eze and, yeah, sell Mateta. I think we'll be okay. We'll go and get some more young players in and see how you do with them. I can understand managers maybe not being so keen with that. So the best managers, I think, will probably escape Palace. I think they'll probably be looking at sort of the next tier down. Maybe some rogue managers. I say rogue. Rogue sounds disrespectful, but kind of managers from around Europe who are doing well, but not necessarily pulling up trees. Like trying to think. Maybe Pierre. What's his name? Pierre Sage. Pierre Sage, is it from Lens, Racing Club Lens? He's having a great season. Lens have sort of chased PSG all the way through. They play quite good football. Bit of a fall off towards the end of the season, but he's quite a good manager. Again, relatively young as well. I stopped being a member of Chelsea the day we appointed Benitez. It was an insult to the fans. And Welshwing. Halftime quiz. Oh, here we go. Halftime quiz courtesy of Welshwing. Here we go. Halftime quiz. Each current Premier League club's most expensive signing with the least appearances. They have to be signed by the club during the Premier League era and no longer playing for their club. Right, perfect. Here we go. Let's go through it. So, Man City. Let's write down the league table. Let's make sure we've got everyone here. Man City, Arsenal, United, Villa, Liverpool, Brighton, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Brentford, Everton, Sunderland, Fulham, Palace, Newcastle, Leeds, Forest, West Ham, Tottenham. Leeds, Forest, West Ham, Spurs, Burnley, and Wolves. Right. Okay. Highest. What's that? Highest goals. Sorry. Most expensive. So it's the most expensive player, most expensive signing for each Premier League club with the most appearances during the Premier League era, and they can't be playing for the club anymore. Right. Now then. Onana. Actually, no. Pogba. Everton. Dibbling. It can't be Dibbling because he's still at the club. It's got to be... They've got to have left. So Onana's still at Man United, right? I'm a West Ham fan and we are so much better now than we have been in the last 2 seasons. I agree. I actually think West Ham stay up. Man City, Nasri. Frank at Palace would be amazeballs. Not Ali, he was free. Man City signing. What about Fernando? Fernando at Man City. I'm trying to think of like failed signings for each club. I bet Lazar Markovic is up there for Liverpool. I bet Markovic has to be up there for Liverpool. Haller, West Ham. I like that thinking. Yeah, Haller's probably up there. Arsenal. Most expensive Arsenal sign. It's not Pepe. It's not Sané or Pepe. I missed the T's and C's. I'm having reading comprehension issues. I'll give up. Sakho for Palace. Yeah, Mamadou Sakho's not a bad shout. Right, Haller is right for West Ham. That's a very good question, this one. It's not Sakho for Palace. Half-time quiz, just to repeat. What we're looking for here is the most expensive signing for each Premier League club with the least appearances for that club. So basically what we're looking for is most money per appearance, right? I guess that's what we're talking about in terms of transfer fees. So we've got Sebastian Haller for West Ham, who came in for about 45 million quid. No longer with West Ham, played only a handful of games. New rule, quizzes must be comprehensible with a quick read. Ferran Torres for City. No, it's not Ferran Torres. Robinho is probably not a bad shout. I bet Robinho is not a bad shout at all. Oh, it's a good question, this. Very good question. What about Anthony for United? He didn't play too much. Anthony's got to be up there for United. Given the amount of money spent, it's got to be Anthony. Owen Hargreaves, United. Yeah, it was 25 million, right, I think. It's Mikhail Mudryk. It's got to be Mudryk. Got to be Mudryk for Chelsea. Mudryk for Chelsea and Anthony for United. Surely it's those two. It's not Anthony. Wow. Not Anthony. That is crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. And they've got to have left the club, right? Or they've got to not be at the club anymore. Bohard, Chelsea. Yeah, Bohard. I think Bohard joined for free, I think. Rio for Leeds. Not Mudryk, but he's second for Chelsea. There is a first. There's someone even more than Chelsea. Enoch Mwepu for Brighton. The poor fella. Enoch Mwepu, yeah. Finished his career due to a heart issue. Heart defect. Danny Drinkwater for Chelsea's not a bad shout. I like that. Could be Danny Drinkwater. 4N7G says, wow, no one predicted this. Least of all me, I have to say. I thought this one was still going to be a difficult game. Kittens for Chelsea. Salah for Chelsea. Jack Grealish for City, someone said. He's still at City, isn't he? Still a City player. Fernando Torres for Chelsea. There's no way that teams aren't conspiring to get Spuds relegated. What about Kepa? Is Kepa still a Chelsea player? Or has he moved on? Aubameyang for Chelsea. Gittins. Can't be Gittins. They've got to be players who aren't at the club anymore. It's got to be players who've left the club. RJ, could this get worse from bad to worse, Key? Oh, it could. There's definitely more goals in this. Yeah, it can't be Isak for Liverpool for the same reason. They are still at the club. They have to be players who've left the club. So it can't be them. Key, I'm buzzing. Woodsy scored up the mags. Fantastic for Chris Wood. Park Chu-young. It's not Sanchez. Lorenzo Flo. Hello, how are we? And what the hell is the scoreline? Yeah, what the hell indeed. Sunderland 0, Forest 4 at half-time. Absolute madness. Igor Julio for Brighton. Sancho for United. Not Kepa. He made a lot of appearances. Okay. We go again. We said Mudryk, didn't we? Di Maria. Di Maria, yeah, he didn't play too much for United. Di Maria's probably not a terrible shout. Rodwell for City. Rodwell for Man City. There you go. Rodwell is one. I can't believe I've not got the Liverpool one. A Liverpool player who played... He doesn't play for the club anymore. That we signed for the most money. Oh, this is tough. This is really tough. Liverpool player who doesn't play for the club anymore. Sancho United. Jahan Bach for Brighton. Yeah, he was only there for a while. Quiz is too complicated. Kesman for Chelsea. Naby Keita for Liverpool. Naby Keita's probably not a terrible shout as well. Yeah, he was at Liverpool for a while. Could be Naby Keita. But again, he was with us for a long time. I feel like Lazar Markovic is probably going to be up there as well. Darwin Núñez, Benteke, Yannick Bolasie for Everton. It's not Keita, but he's second. Oh, this one's we're gonna be doing this at full time, you know, Welshwing. Franke for Palace. Is he not still there? I think he's still there, isn't he? Ben Davies for Liverpool. Yeah, Ben Davies is an interesting one. He never actually made an appearance. Could be Ben Davies, actually. On reflection. Ben Davies is probably up there. Never actually made an appearance for us. Victor Gyökeres for Coventry. Back in the Championship where he belongs. Dominic Solanke. It's not Pepe for Arsenal, no. Ben Davies is probably the best shout we've had for Liverpool, I think. If we're going on sort of cost per appearance, I bet Ben Davies is probably up there because he never actually made one. It's not Solanke, but he's third. Jurgen Locadia for Brighton. Soloth for Palace. Again, these are great shouts. Danny Drinkwater for Chelsea. So far, we've only got Sebastian Haller and Jack Rodwell. Sebastian Haller for West Ham and Jack Rodwell for Man City. That's it. We need some clues here. We are desperate for some clues. If it's not Naby Keita, then honestly, I don't really know. And it's not Naby Keita. My answer was always going to be Lazar Markovic. If it's not him, then I don't know. Aquilani. Maybe Aquilani. Aquilani had a bad injury record as well. It could be Aquilani. But I think Markovic was more than Aquilani. Soloth is the one for Palace. Okay, we've got Soloth. Alexander Soloth, now of Atletico Madrid, is the one for Palace. Not Mkhitaryan for Arsenal. The game is over, so we could keep on with this. Hey, well, yeah, we're going to have to get some clues coming in, though, maybe. And Ndombele for Spurs. Of course it is, football stinkers. It's got to be Ndombele. Yeah, definitely Ndombele for Spurs. What a terrible signing he was. Surely it's Oxlade-Chamberlain for that. Can't be Oxlade-Chamberlain. Can't be him. Newcastle, Ignacio Gonzalez. Sebastian Coates. Again, he played quite a bit. Coates played quite a bit. They're the only three. If it's not Markovic and it's not Aquilani, then... And it's not Naby Keita. We know it's not Naby Keita. If it's not Aquilani and it's not Markovic, then Ben Davies is my only other answer for Liverpool. And that's someone who I would argue has a dictionary definition, a dictionary or encyclopedic knowledge of Liverpool signings over the last 35 years. So I'm astonished, really. The Arsenal guy is retired. Well, that doesn't really open the... Arsenal guy's retired. If you've just joined us, by the way, I'll give you a recap on the quiz that we're doing. We are doing a halftime quiz, as we always do in every single game, and it is the most expensive signings for each Premier League club with the least appearances for that club. So, basically, cost per appearance. Let's call it that. The highest cost per appearance for a Premier League player at that club. So far, we've got Alexander Soloth for Crystal Palace. We've got Jack Rodwell for Manchester City. We've got Sebastian Haller for West Ham. Could it be Moise Kean for Everton? I like that. It's not Moise Kean, according to Welshwing. It's not Sanchez. Yeah, Moise Kean was an excellent shout. Key, recap the match for those just joining us. Sunderland have been put over a barrel in the nicest possible way. Butch Jonah, I'm putting 100 on Wolves to relegate Spurs. It's not Pepe. No, it's not Pepe. I thought Pepe as well. It's a few who've said Pepe, but it isn't Pepe. Pepe, I think, is second. Is that right? This fella has retired. Lukaku for Chelsea. Again, I think if you're segmenting it down by like Lukaku per stint at Chelsea, then maybe. But I think across his time at Chelsea, then the Everton guy was signed in the Koeman area but fell out with him. Oh, Davy Klaassen. Could that be Davy Klaassen? Could be Davy Klaassen. He didn't play a lot. Jose Antonio Reyes. I think saying Jose Antonio Reyes is retired would be a real... That would be borderline insensitive, I would say. You Reds, Wolves and Everton wins tomorrow would be the best. How's it going, mate? Yeah, I think Liverpool win tomorrow. Wolves, I'm not so sure about. Eduardo for Arsenal. Pogba. Van der Beek for United. Klaassen for Everton. Excellent. Davy Klaassen. Okay, so we've got Klaassen for Everton. Now we need a... Who did we say earlier? Who was the one? Donny van der Beek. Could it be Donny van der Beek for Man United? We're off for the second half here at the Stadium of Light. We're still going on with our half-time quiz, because honestly, that is a cracking question. And I imagine we will be here for a little while longer. Aaron, I'm late to the quiz here, but is Di Maria one? We're still waiting for the Man United one. We haven't got him so far. So far, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Players in this quiz. It's a bloody difficult one, I've got to say. Ozil, Cenk Tosun for Everton. No, for Everton it is Davy Klaassen. We've got Ndombele for Spurs, Haller for West Ham, Sorloth for Palace. Anthony is United. I thought it was Anthony as well, but no, allegedly not. Van der Beek is second. There is someone even worse than Donny van der Beek. We're talking about less appearances for more money, or whatever the case may be. Does Sunderland have any England World Cup players? No, I don't think so. Sancho should be correct for United. He should be, but he's left. He's not left, has he? He's still a United player, Jadon Sancho, as far as I'm aware. It's gone behind, and that could be a bad one, actually, I think. Could be a bad one. I think Jacques Cunha's gone down here. Looks like a shoulder injury. Adzo says Jan Dierman playing superb again tonight, Key. City Link yesterday. Liverpool 2, yeah. Højlund. What about Højlund? Is it Højlund? Someone's saying Højlund in the chats. Can't be Højlund. Højlund played less. I mean, he cost twice as much, didn't he? So, yeah, maybe he did. It might be Højlund. Rasmus. Could be Rasmus. Higuain for Chelsea. Alvarez for Sunderland. Alvarez? Who's Alvarez for Sunderland? I don't even know that one. Who's Alvarez? Alvarez? Why do I not know that? Thiago Ilori, Aspas or Grujic? Could be Thiago Ilori. The United player had a scandal rumour. Christ, that doesn't narrow it down. David De Gea was one. He had a scandal at the start of his United career that he was stealing donuts from the local supermarket. Memphis Depay, has he had a scandal? A scandal? A United player with a scandal? Rooney? Bebe? Could be Bebe. Now, Bebe I like. Yeah, it could be Bebe. Brendan Williams? Nah, Brendan Williams, he didn't sign him for big money. Isak's got to be Liverpool's at the moment. But these are players who've left the club. They have to have left that club. So, like, Sancho is still a United player. Di Maria for United says football and stuff. Greenwood, again, they didn't pay money for Greenwood. Guedes or Nunes for Wolves. If I give the room, and it's going to give it away. Adrian Mutu for Chelsea. It's another one. Higuain for Chelsea. We still need Arsenal, United, Villa, Brighton, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Brentford, Fulham, Newcastle, Leeds, Forest, Burnley and Wolves. We're here all day. We're going to be here all day. Sunderland clear it away. It's not Anthony. The Forest player was recent. I mean, that doesn't help either. McAtee, still there. Bakwa. I don't know. Kalimwendo. I don't know if he's still there. I don't know. A United player with a scandal. Who was a United player with a scandal? JKA for Leeds. Oh, yeah, it could be that fella for Leeds. Jean-Kevin Augustin. It's got to be Jean-Kevin Augustin for Leeds because he never played a game for him. And he cost him about 40 million quid. Diaby for Villa is another good shout. Cook for Fulham, I think. Again, not bad shouts. Shevchenko we've already had. I'll give you United, it's Wilf Zaha. Oh, yeah, Wilfried Zaha. Bloody hell, we'd have been here all day. Wilfried Zaha. Don't think any of us have got that one. Jai Cunha's gone off for Morato. A Brazilian for a Brazilian at centre-back for Forest. Cunha wants to play on take it out of the medical team. Need to take it out of his hands, I say. Garnacho was the scandal Moyes' daughter. It was indeed. Yes, that was the rumour. Who was that Russian guy Arsenal bought? Kallstrom or something? No, that was Arshavin. Kim Kallstrom was only ever on loan at Arsenal. Didn't we buy JKA in the Championship? Possibly, but I don't know. John Joe Shelby for Forest. George Weah's fake cousin in there somewhere. Marco Van Hinkel, Chelsea, was always injured. Van Hinkel. Chelsea have got a lot of players who they signed for big money and never actually played really many games. What's the fella who's out at Norway at the moment? The Norwegian centre forward who they signed. I think he's out on loan. I don't know if he's actually been sold, but not Diaby, but he's second. We're now looking at Arsenal and Villa. Forest in the area. Robbie Keane for Liverpool. He didn't play many. Can't be Robbie Keane. I'll be absolutely astonished if Robbie Keane has got a higher pound per appearance than Lazar Markovic or Ben Davis. I'd be astonished. Or Aquilani. The Forest one is Mangala. Oral Mangala. Okay. Ashley Young for Villa. No, Ashley Young played for ages. Moraes for Villa then. Jean something, I can't remember for Villa. Jean McCoon. Yeah, it could be Jean McCoon. Jean McCoon played a very few number of games. He signed for Villa from, was it Lyon or was it Lille? Someone in France, wasn't it? Cameroonian CDM. Jean McCoon, yeah. Villa, Duran. Could be Duran. We've still not got Villa. Sunderland can't quite get it away. And Forest work it out. Excellent play that defensively by Forest. Really, really good stuff. It's Robbie Keane for Liverpool. Markovic was a loan. No, he wasn't. Lazar Markovic was 20 million quid. We signed him for 20 million quid from Benfica. I'm not having that. Judges, steward's inquiry. If we're saying it's Robbie, we've lost all hope if that's Robbie Keane because Lazar Markovic was 20 million quid. He barely kicked a ball for us. The Villa one is Wesley. Oh, Wesley from Club Bruges. Oh yeah, he got injured, didn't he? Oh yeah, we should have got that one. We defo should have got that one. Excellent shout. We got West Ham, we got Haller. So we've got, so far, I mean, admittedly, Welsh Wings helping us out with a fair few here. We've got Rodwell for City, Zaha and Wesley for United and Villa, respectively. Robbie Keane / Lazar Markovic / Aquilani / Ben. I don't know, I'm disputing the Robbie Keane one. Only because it's Liverpool. Davy Clarkson for Everton, Alvarez for Sunderland. I don't even know who that is. I'll level with you. I know a bit of football, but I don't know who Alvarez is for Sunderland. Sorloth for Palace, Mangala for Forest, Haller for West Ham, and Ndombele for Spurs. Did you like John Flanagan? He seemed very unlucky with injuries, had to retire early. I did like John Flanagan as a player when he first came through. I thought he was fantastic. We called him Flanny Alves because he was a very, very good fullback. Unfortunately, yeah, he was blighted by injuries and off-the-pitch issues. Let's just keep it at that. Not Tomiyasu, he's still playing. The Arsenal one is retired. The Fulham player is Jean-Michel Seri. Jean-Michel Seri, I think he's currently at Hull, right? Sinistera for Bournemouth. Look, Nillis for Villa. No, it's Wesley for Villa. We've already got that one. Didn't see this with Forest as 1,000 boiled eggs. No, I don't think anyone saw this one coming, did they? That Alvarez was from Inter. I don't remember him. I remember obviously the Mexican Alvarez who signed for West Ham, but why don't I remember him? Oh, Jurgen Locadia for Welsh wing for Brighton. You did say that, to be fair, football and stuff. But yeah, Jurgen Locadia. To be fair, there's plenty of answers going in the chat, so I can understand he's missing a couple of them. Which teams are left? We need Arsenal, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Brentford, Leeds, Burnley and Wolves. They're the ones we've not got. Oh, and Newcastle. It's not Shevchenko. Did the Arsenal player retire at Arsenal? I'll ask the question. I don't know. Ian Wright, yeah. Wright hardly played for Arsenal. Could be Richard Wright or Francis Jeffers. Could be either of those. Ian Wright and Francis Jeffers barely played. Are Forest parking the bus? They're not actually, no. I think if anything, 10 minutes into the second half, it's looking more like a Sunderland sort of parking the bus. Forest are, if anything, more likely to score. Ben Rama for Brentford. Did Ben Rama sign for Brentford in the Prem? Don't think he did. I think he was in the Championship, wasn't he? Diaby was unlucky with injuries. Thorgan Hazard for Chelsea. They've signed players. Juan Pedro for Wolverhampton. Jeffers! Oh, get in there! Can't believe I got Franny Jeffers. The fox in the box. Franny Jeffers for Arsenal. I'm made up with that one. I got one. Here's Morgan Gibbs-White. What a ball! He's clattered as the ball clears away. Everton, Davy Clarkson. It is Davy Clarkson. Torvan for Newcastle. Now that is a shout. Got to be Florian Torvan. I like that shout. I'll go with that. I think it is Florian Torvan. For Arsenal, it was Franny Jeffers. Torvan for Newcastle. Brilliant shout. Absolutely sensational shout, that one. Gutted I didn't get that one. Who was the player who came in for Forest? Not for Forest, for... Oh, no, it's Villa. We've already got Villa. It's not Arshavin, no. Noel Finn says, Villa for Europe, pal. Villa will get Champions League footy, yeah. I think Villa will get Champions League footy. Fabio Carvalho for Brentford. No, he's at the club, isn't he? Still there, so it can't be him. Not looking good for Spurs now. Sunderland strike, shot on target. Papi Gilabodji for Chelsea. Now that is an answer, my friend. Papi Gilabodji. I like that. Could it be Papi Gilabodji? Never played too many games, Gilabodji. I like the answer. I really like Papi Gilabodji from Andy and A. Well done, lads. I think if that one... I'll be surprised if that one's not right. Carvalho was signed in the Championship. No, he wasn't. He was signed last year. When he sold him last year. Liverpool sold him last year. Oh, Papi's second. Okay, it's not Papi Gilabodji. We've got Ndombele for counter debate. We've got Ndombele for Spurs. Bournemouth, Chelsea, Brentford, Leeds, Burnley and Wolves. They're the only ones left. Forest getting sloppy now. For Chelsea, it's Veron. Wow, Juan Sebastian. Again, I would never have said that. I would have thought maybe someone like Mutu would have played less than Veron. Can't be Wesley Fofana, Chimey, because he's at Chelsea. You've got to be players who've left. So it's Juan Sebastian Veron for Chelsea. Fabio Silva for Wolves. Is he still at Wolves? I think he might still be technically out on loan. Could be Vallejo. Yeah, Vallejo for Wolves. I think he came in from... No, he was a loan, wasn't he, from Real Madrid? I'm sure he was a loan from Madrid. Noel Finn, appreciate your reply, bro. All the best for the rest of the season. Same to you, Noel. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in. Always good to see you. Bournemouth player came through Liverpool. Oh, Jordan Ibe. Gotta be Jordan Ibe, that one. Yeah, must be Jordan Ibe. Or it might be Brad Smith, actually. It could be Brad Smith, because I don't think he kicked a ball for Bournemouth, did he? At least Jordan Ibe did. Sunderland, edge of the box. They've given it away again. It's not good enough, this, and Forest come away with it. Oh, that's a dirty one from Igor Jesus. It's not Marco Mari, no, it's Juan Sebastian Veron. Gibson for Burnley. Gibson. As in Ben Gibson. I think Ben Gibson would be there. Wolves, Roger Johnson. It is Jordan Ibe for Bournemouth. Excellent. Well done. Right. So we are waiting currently on Wolves, Leeds and Brentford. Wolves, Leeds and Brentford. They're the only ones we've got left, right? Wolves, Leeds and Brentford. Ball whipped in. Sunderland header must be... It is! It's 4-1. There you go. Dan Ballard with a goal. 4-1. 60th minute. 30 to go. Can Sunderland do the unthinkable and turn this round? 4-1 with 30 to go. It's still very much on. Darren Gibson. I don't know if Darren Gibson played for him, did he? Football and stuff, I've managed to get 3 of them. You've done well, mate. You've done very well. Make the changes now before we get someone sent off. There's nothing wrong with that. As the ball comes in, he's definitely onside. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, you're not going to get that one chalked off. How many cards in the Sunderland game? So far, I think it is... Let's have a look. I'll tell you, in fact. How many cards in the Sunderland game? 4. We've had Diarra, Dominguez, Anderson and Igor Jesus. There's a check for a possible offside here. Has it been ruled out? I think it might be, you know. I think the referee could be chalking this one off. As the ball gets played in. Oh, it's tight. It's tight. We don't want to see this one get brought off. We don't want to see this one. No, you've got to let that one stand. You've got to let that one stand, sir. Let it stand. But I think it's going to get chalked off, you know. I think Brian Brobby at the back stick might just be offside. They're having a real long look at this one. And Sunderland 1, Nottingham Forest 4 could well be chalked off. Leeds, Jean-Kevin Augustin, apparently not, no. Offside, goal check. Aaron Hickey, no, not Brentford. Every player they signed in the Prem is still there. Really? Okay, fair enough. Right, so Brentford's gone, so we don't have a Brentford. There is no Brentford. I'm puzzled by that, but okay, fair enough. Still being checked here. Still to be checked. I mean, do you know what? Actually, I think it might be a possible foul. Yeah, look at that. Oh, you're not getting it for a foul. You're not getting that for a foul. They're checking it the offside. I think the offside's been cleared. It's now whether it's a foul. I think that goal's going to stand. I think it's going to stand. Yeah, foul on Sells now. You're not getting a foul for that. I'm sorry if they chalk that off for that. It's silly. It's silly. I don't want to see fouls given for that. I'm sorry. Oh, it's going to be ruled out. He's got to go and have a look at it to see if it's a foul. That's not a foul. I'm sorry. That's craziness. That is absolute craziness. You don't want to see fouls given for that. You do not want to see fouls given. Absolutely no chance. Madness if we're seeing fouls given for this. Dan James for Leeds, Calvin Phillips for Leeds. This isn't football, says Jabba. It's not, mate, is it? We don't want to see fouls given for this, referee. We don't want to see fouls given for this. This is totally anti-football. It is against what every fan in football wants. Nobody wants to see this. Why are we doing this? Why are we talking about this? Why is this even going to be chalked off? It's a great piece of play from Sunderland from the set piece. It's not a foul. It's just not a foul. It's never a foul. It's gone to the screen. The ref's going having a look at it. And he's having a long old look at this one. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to see a foul given for that. He's tripped the keeper, says Welchwing. What a ridiculous decision, says Football Stinkers. This is ridiculous revisionist refereeing. It is, and it's going to be chalked off. We're back down to 4-0. I'm sorry. What's the referee got to say for himself? Oh, Sunderland number 20 commits a tripping offence on the goalkeeper. Final decision, no goal. Wow. That is just not a foul, is it? What a ridiculous decision. Graham Guthrie says it's a foul, 100% not a goal, says Football and Stuff. That's very much divided the chat then. I don't think that is. I really don't think that is. In fact, I think we should do a poll on it, because I'll be honest, I think maybe am I in the minority? I don't know. But I don't think that's... I don't want to see him given for that. I really don't want to see him given for that. I think that's the referee re-refereeing the game. Here you go. Let me ask the chat. What do you think? Do you think that was a foul? We've put a poll in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. Do you think that was a foul? Because it's now 4-0. That goal's been chalked off for Sunderland, and maybe any chance of a comeback if they'd have got that goal. 3 goals with 25-30 minutes left to go is still doable, isn't it? Still very doable. Don't know what else the Sunderland player could have done there. He's played the ball. I mean, he's gone for it, hasn't he? He's gone in to try and sort of slide in, and I don't think he's made a deliberate attempt to drag the keeper down or trip him up. Right? I think that's really, really soft. That's really, really, really soft. I wonder how many of the great goals over the years would have been disallowed by VAR. Well, yeah, there is absolutely. That's it. That is it. Not a foul, says Hiller. This is a nightmare result for Spurs. Absolutely. Counter debate. Why spoil Forest's clean sheets? Well, it's a couple of changes here for Forest. They're ringing the changes. Obviously, Vítor Pereira maybe sensing that Sunderland are just getting a whiff of weakness in their nostrils, but they've brought on Luca Netz and Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates, a little bit of steel in the middle of the park, a little bit of experience in there. Fabulous player, Ryan Yates. What the hell is that pass? Elliot Anderson just about keeps it in. And it's going to be a free kick, I'm sure. Football and Stuff, can I tell you a crazy opinion? Please do so, yeah. Just having a look at the poll, by the way. Looking at the poll so far, I mean, we've only had 21 votes since I did it. And it's 49% says yes. 45% says yes. 55% says no, it wasn't a foul on Sells. Was the referee right? I've just realised I don't know if have I framed the question incorrectly there? 3 Star says I have a vested interest, so for fairness I have not voted in this poll. Football and Stuff says if Arteta wins no trophies this season, then Scott Parker has had the better season. How so? How so? That's an intriguing one. I'm just wondering if I framed that question correct on the poll now. It's a double negative, isn't it? Was the referee right to disallow the Ballard goal for Sunderland? Yes, the referee was right to disallow it, which means it was a foul on Sells, right? Oh, yes, so yes and no is right, isn't it? So there you go, we're on 26 votes, and as it stands, it's 13 saying yes and 13 saying no. I might have to be the deciding vote here. Counter debate, sir. Chances of a comeback was very slim. I know, but I mean, you've got to stay confident that there's going to be something happening. Oh, now then. Free kick. Nico Williams. Yellow card for Nico Williams. Sunderland free kick. Joe, I'm going to keep my mouth shut about that decision. I think that's wise. Before you get accused of bias. Not like you. The referee was right. Well, it's 50-foot. It's now swung back the other way. As soon as I've pointed out that there's maybe a bit of a misnomer in the question's phrasing. Football and Stuff says at the beginning we all thought Burnley would be 20th and have zero competition. Like when he saw against City, they might not win, but they show competition in almost all their games. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think if you're expected to go down and you go down, I'm not sure if that's a better season than Mikel Arteta. Because I don't think anyone expected Arsenal to win the league this season. So I don't think there's an expectation that they won the league, and therefore, if they win the league, then he's just kind of met expectations. That's a weird way of looking at it, but I get where you're coming from. Welshwing says, Key, it was Costa for Leeds and Cutrone for Wolves. Oh, yeah, Patrick Cutrone. Right, so Patrick Cutrone and it was Costa for Leeds. Who was it for? Oh, we didn't have that. Right, so there you go. That's the end of the half-time quiz. It only took us to the 70th minute. Thanks, Welshwing, as always. The half-time quiz was the players with the... We'll just frame it like that. The players with the highest value per appearance. Based on the transfer fee, the most expensive signing for each Premier League club with the lowest number of appearances. The players must have left their club. Man City was Jack Rodwell. Arsenal was Francis Jeffers. Man United was Will Sahar. Aston Villa was Wesley, the Brazilian who came in from Club Bruges. For Liverpool, it was Robbie Keane. For Brighton, it was Locadia. For Bournemouth, it was Jordan Ibe. For Chelsea, Juan Sebastian Veron. For Everton, Davy Klaassen. For Sunderland, Alvarez. For Fulham, Jean-Michel Seri. For Palace, Alexander Soroth. For Newcastle, it was Florian Thauvin. For Leeds, it was Costa. Forest, it was Mangala. West Ham, it was Haller. Spurs and Dombele. Burnley, Gibson. And Wolves, it was Patrick Cutrone, who was once thought of as the next big attacking player, the next Inzaghi coming out of AC Milan, Patrick Cutrone, and just never quite worked out for him. 61% Sunderland possession is crazy. Are Spurs in trouble, says Backpass Merchant. Oh yeah, I think we'd all agree they're absolutely in trouble. Shahid, that was a difficult quiz, Welshwing. Very well done. Arsenal of the Buffalo Bills of American football. 4 consecutive Super Bowls and 4 consecutive runner-ups. They just love that silver. Hiller says, watching the stream, watching this game and listening to Fleetwood Mac Blues Years along with red wine is just brilliant. Wow, a little bit of Stevie Nicks. Didn't have you down as a Stevie Nicks fan, sir. Well done. Love that. Just like the white-winged dove. Went for a few pints. A few Friday pints. Help, Key. Eh? You went for a few Friday pints. Help. Mate, the only help you need right now is get yourself a kebab and get yourself home. It's 9:30. Or power through. Whatever you need to do. I don't know how old you are, or you know how you take your booze. If you're 18, you can probably last. If you're sort of mid-30s, early 30s, I would say you've done well to get to 9:30. Count yourself lucky. You're gonna need a big all night recovering, a big weekend of recovery. You can't get drunk in your 30s and just be sound the next day. That doesn't exist. Chimey, who was it for United? For United, it was Zaha, Wilf Zaha. Most match officials in the UK need to be retained in how to oversee poorer games. That's true. Foxy says Forest only 3 points off Newcastle now. Surely we don't end up in this relegation battle. Can't see it. Taylor, I'm home, Key, tipsy, more tomorrow. No, hey, you want to be careful with that, mate. Listen, while you're young, enjoy it, but don't get into a habit of drinking every day. Seen plenty. I've never really been big on boozing, but I've seen plenty who've got stuck in that cycle. So try your best not to get too involved in it if you can. Nothing wrong with having a drink every now and then, but yeah, try not to get into a habit of needing it every day or going out every day. Not to be a killjoy, but you know what I mean. There's plenty who do. I'm just saying. Word to the wise. It's a very, very dangerous thing. Hiller says, love Stevie Nicks. Saw her live with Fleetwood Mac in 2013. Fantastic. Love it. My wife, she loves a bit of Stevie Nicks as well. Is it The Chain? The Chain's one of her favourite songs. Come on, you Leeds, this weekend in the semi-final. Yes, come on, Leeds. Come on, Leeds. We'll be watching that one. Hopefully Chelsea win on Sunday. Sorry, Taylor. Just as I'm saying, come on, Leeds. Who would be your 3 England strikers for the World Cup? Would you take Welbeck? No, absolutely not. Would not take Danny Welbeck at all. 36. Done very well, but I wouldn't take him. I think the 3 England strikers should be Harry Kane, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and do you know what? I probably wouldn't take another one. I'd probably be more inclined to take another winger, like a Jared Bowen. I would find a way to get Jared Bowen in that England squad, because I think Bellingham, worst case scenario, can play centre forward if we need him to. If Kane's out injured and Calvert-Lewin's out injured, I think we could put Bellingham up there. I think we could put Bowen up there. But what we can't do is take Welbeck and then leave. You know, I just feel like there's Anthony Gordon. Take Anthony Gordon if you're not convinced on Bowen. There's definitely got to be someone. Finn from the Order says, are you a Liverpool fan or who do you support? I am a Liverpool fan, mate, yes. I am indeed. Quintessentially quirky. Did you hear about the alcoholic dung beetle? It got pissed and fell off its stool. Love that. Will Kane win the Ballon d'Or? I hope so. Jason, darling, are Leeds and Forest safe now? I think so, yes. I think so. I wouldn't take Ollie Watkins. Xhaka booked for defence. Foxy, I was never a big drinker throughout the week, but would binge drink on the weekends. Horrendous hangovers. 14 months now without a drink and feel much better for it. That's it, yeah. I can't relate to it because I've never really been neither a regular drinker nor a binge drinker. I've just never really been into that scene. Partially because I've got epilepsy, so I've never, when you're on the meds, if you're drinking, it reduces the effectiveness of it. I could have a seizure, which will kill me. So you kind of, from the age of like 16, 17, you kind of get conditioned to, I mean, you can have a bit of ale, you can go out and have a few drinks. I have been bladdered many times, but not like steaming, and you know, you don't want to do it too often. So, yeah, no, I can't really relate too much to it, but I know lots of people who have, and it's a dangerous old game to play. Dominic will injure himself getting on the plane, mate. I wouldn't have Solanke. Football says, what would you rather, a player who has 42 caps and 16 goals for England, or a player with 0 England experience who misses so many chances? Well, it depends who you're referring to there. I don't think England caps really means an awful lot. Doesn't really matter how many England caps you've got. There's plenty of players who've come into England squads and played like they've always been a part of it. In fact, there's been plenty of England players, fabulous England players, like really, really wonderful England players who were just kind of middling Premier League players. Like, I always thought Darius Vassell used to score every other time he played for England. He was a wonderful England player. And yet you'd have other centre-forwards who... Robbie Fowler, my hero, never got chances for England. And when he did, he never really pulled up trees, unfortunately. Jamie Carragher was a great centre-back. Never really did much with England. Can't see West Ham catching Forest. No, nor I, mate. Nor I. Regan Telford, Liverpool fan, you cheer City every week. I do at the minute, yes. I do at the minute, because I want them to win the league. Quintessentially quirky, West Ham went down with 42 points in 02-03, so Leeds and Forest might need another win, perhaps. Can't see West Ham or Spurs getting to that level. John Devlin, good evening, Key. Great scoreline for Arsenal fan. Up the Gunners, up the pool. Good lad. Finners Matty Key, have you done the poll for the York City v Rochdale match yet? Go on, we'll do it. We'll do it now, because we seem to have been decided on the Ballard goal. You've voted in your droves, and you've made a mug of me yet again, Premier League dad community. Was the referee right to disallow the Ballard goal for Sunderland? I said no. I think the referee should have let that goal stand. However, you have said, don't talk out your backside, Key. 66% of you have said the referee was absolutely right to disallow it. It was a foul on Matt Sells. So, hey, what do I know? West Ham are 100% going down. Feel free to screenshot this comment. Whew, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Let's do the poll that we were talking about earlier. We'll end that poll and we will start a new one. Here we go. Start a poll. Here we go. So, should we watch the National League title playoff. Final game playoff between Rochdale and York City tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Right, there you go. There's the poll. Right, if you can vote in that and let me know. If there's an audience for it, I might do it. Oregon Wednesday says, I was never a big drinker, but I thought I'd enjoy it on holiday in Sheffield. My problem is after eating supper and a pint, I'm stuffed with no room for more points. Too sad. To be fair, mate, I think if I was going on holiday to Sheffield, I might be more inclined to have a few pints. If Wolves beat Spurs, and that's no offence to Sheffield, by the way, I quite like Sheffield as a city. NCFCC Charles Shepherd, are you doing a watch along of the York game? I'm asking the audience at the moment. We're asking the audience. I sound like Chris Tarrant. I'm asking the audience at the moment, would they want me to do a watch along of York City versus Rochdale tomorrow in the National League? It's basically a playoff. If Rochdale win, they go up as title winners. If York City can get a draw, then they go up as title winners. It's a big, big game. Huge game at the top of the National League. And, final game of the season. So we'll have to see. I'm not going to be watching Villa and Fulham, Taylor. No, I know it's a Premier League game and we'll generally do those. But I feel like the National League doesn't get enough coverage and it's a really important game, that one. So I'd quite like to do it. The other 12:30 p.m. options is Villa and Forest. Villa and Fulham. Or Fulham and Villa. Sheffield takes umbrage. We've got 10 minutes left in this one. Sunderland 0, Forest 4. Sunderland, any chance of a late flurry? I don't think so. The Anfield Vortex, are you surprised that Tottenham might go down, mate? As you said, they might stay up. I still think they've got a really good chance of staying up. The only thing that, I guess, has surprised me is not Spurs. It's the rivals. It's how well Forest have done. It's how well Leeds have done. Forest now driving forward again. Could be 5 here if they're not careful, Sunderland. Yeah, the real damage has been done to Spurs by Leeds going and winning back-to-back and, Forest having a couple of big wins here, and this is a huge win for Forest. It's those types of results that have just thrown... It's made Spurs' position look a whole lot darker. I would watch it live, not far from Rochdale. Maybe, that's 4:30 a.m. in Oregon. Ask the audience, next phone a friend, yeah. We'll have to do 50-50 next time. Can't watch the 12:30 game tomorrow, but we'll tune in for the Wolves v Spurs one at 3 p.m. Well, at 3 p.m. I'm going to be watching Palace-Liverpool, or Liverpool-Palace, but we will obviously be covering what's going on in the Wolves-Spurs game as well. Do you think Wolves can get a result against Spurs? Would love to see them relegated, says Josh Keane. Yeah, they absolutely can do. We were saying earlier that I think in their last 5 games, Wolves at home have won against Villa, won against Liverpool. The last 4 games. They've won against Liverpool, won against Villa, won against Liverpool, lost against Liverpool, and drawn against Arsenal. So just 1 defeat, 2 wins, and a draw in their last 4 home games against 3 very, very good sides, it must be said. So Wolves' home form is very good. Spurs' away form is dreadful. They've got 5 defeats and 1 draw in their last 6 away games. Do the non-league game, Key, says Shahid. Counter debate, I'll watch the Palace game with you. So it's either Spurs or West Ham. It's looking like it. Yeah, I think so. Stacey, night. I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, Stacey. Yeah, see you soon. Lovely. That's even worse of a pill to take if they go down than as they have less control of staying up. I mean, it's tough because they've got 5 games to save themselves, Spurs. And I think they know that if they were to get... I think De Zerbi will be looking at it and going, we need to win 4 games. We need to beat Wolves. We need to beat Leeds. We need to beat Everton. And then maybe we need to get a point out of Chelsea, maybe a point out of Villa. Like, we can't lose anymore, right? But we've got to start winning. We've got to win against Wolves. We've got to win against Leeds. We've got to win against Everton on the final day. And maybe we need to get a point out of Villa away and a point out of Chelsea. Now, the good news for Tottenham the really good news for Tottenham is that they play Aston Villa in between the Forest game, haven't they? So Villa have got Forest in the Europa League, and then they've got Spurs at Villa Park, and then they've got Forest again. Their eyes are going to be on that Forest game, aren't they? So as long as Villa don't do what Forest have done here to Sunderland, I imagine that Spurs will have a great chance of going to Villa Park and getting something. Foxy, sad news about Chris Hughton. Why? What's happened to Chris Hughton? What's happened to Chris Hughton? Chris Hughton? Don't tell me anything's happened to Chris Hughton. What's going on with him? Chris Hughton. Ex-Premier. Oh, diagnosed with cancer. Oh, poor fella. So young as well. 6 hours ago. Oh, I think he's recovered, hasn't he? It was a while ago. I mean, it doesn't make it any less horrifying, but I think from what we're saying, from what it seemed like anyway, I've only just had a glance at the article, but it looks like he's recovered from it now. Good job they detected early, and he had successful surgery. Yes, absolutely. Dangerous one to get, that prostate cancer as well. That's the one that got my uncle in the end. Sunderland strike. Oh, what a save! What a save from Matt Sells. Wow. Only teams I think Spurs have got a chance against are Wolves and Chelsea. Listen, I think Leeds at home is a very doable game for Tottenham. I think Everton at home is a very doable game. And tomorrow, that one against Wolves is, oh my God, it's such a must-win. Like, if Spurs don't win that one tomorrow, just pack it up. Just end it. Just done. Just finish. Play the academy for the rest of the season. Sunderland header. Oh, it's Forest just about get it away, and now they just pump it up the pitch. They're not even bothered. Chad Smith. Hey, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. New haircut. Yeah, just about. I'm trying to keep it sharp and in trim for the World Cup. Chris Hughton can still remember him being a tough sticker to get during the Italia 90 book. I'm still trying to work out if I can get sponsored by Panini or Merlin or something to do the World Cup sticker book, and we can fill it in together as the World Cup's going on. Thank God he's recovered. Yeah, that's it. That's the important thing. He's good football man, Chris Hughton. Forest are playing like Forest from last season recently. They've certainly started to turn up at an opportune time. Aman says, what's the score? The score is Sunderland 0, Nottingham Forest 4. In the 88th minute, Chris Wood coming off here for, I think it's Taiwo Awani. Chris Wood back in the side, back fit and scoring. What a huge boost he could be for Forest in the final few weeks of the season with the Europa League and maybe securing safety in the Premier League. Massive boost for Forest to get him back. He's kind of a player for all seasons, isn't he, Chris Wood? Guy's getting on a bit, but just a wonderful footballer. How old is he now, Chris Wood? 34, 35 this year. 35 this year and still banging them in. He's only got 10 games this season and he's got his 3rd goal of the season already. So, at 35 years of age, what a play. That's offside. Milenkovic, no. HMS pissed the league is now fully sunk. Foxy, it's the most common cancer in the UK. Needs to be more awareness, to be honest. Absolutely. Got to get yourself to the doctors if you detect any unusual changes in bowel habits or any unexplained weight loss. Here's me. We've really veered off tonight, haven't we? We've, again, as we always tend to do on these Premier League dad streams, we've talked about the dangers of alcohol. We've talked about dating advice. We've talked about, marriage and how to approach women. We've now veered on to get yourself checked for prostate cancer. And that is a really important one, by the way. But it is it's a very odd digression from what we normally talk about. Forest, we've done that, sorry. Best 5 strikers in the league, says football and stuff. Best 5 strikers in the league, I would say, are Haaland, Isak, Haaland, Isak. I think João Pedro would probably be in there. It's difficult. You don't want to say, like, this season. Like, it becomes a bit of a... Like, throwing in, like, Igor Thiago. He's been incredible, but I don't think you can realistically give it to Igor Thiago. He's too new. He's too new. In the same way that I probably wouldn't give it to Krupi either. I would say Haaland, Isak, Pedro. I'd go Mateta. Again, I think he will leave this summer. I think he might well go to... Milan. So I'll go Mateta, and I would probably finish with... Again, it's tough now, because then you're scrambling around. There's not really good... Like, I genuinely believe that Arsenal's best centre-forward is Gabriel Jesus. He's just never fit. Kai Havertz is good, but again, never really fit. I wouldn't have Gyökeres in there. I wouldn't have Ekitike in there. I wouldn't have Krupi in there. I genuinely think it could be Welbeck. I'd probably say Welbeck based off this, not just this season, but like over the last few years. I would say Haaland, Isak, Pedro, Mateta, Welbeck. That'd be my 5. Sesko. I like Sesko. All boxed up. Like your presentation of your channel. Big up to you. Subbed and liked. I'll visit often from now. Oh, mate, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, All Boxed Up. Really, really do appreciate that. And good to see you. Please do keep coming in. Make sure you leave us a like. We're live every day. If you're new to the channel, this is what we do. We have a chat about all manner of things in the game as we're watching it. Obviously, as the events happen in the game, whether it's red cards, own goals, penalties, whatever, we're chatting about it. But we're also chatting about the teams that are playing. And we're chatting about different things in football and sometimes out of football as the game goes on. But it's all about watching the game and enjoying the game together. And we do it every single day. Tomorrow we've got 3 big watch-alongs. Massive one in the National League. Can't even quite explain how big that one is for Rochdale and York City. It's effectively a final game playoff to see who wins the title. Rochdale v York. One's on 105 points. One's on 107. Rochdale win takes them to the championship. York City only need a point. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. And let's see. Let's see what happens. Then after that, we're doing Liverpool v Palace, 3 o'clock. We'll keep an eye out on all the Spurs and Wolves game as we're going through the day. Then we've got Arsenal against Newcastle. Again, a huge, massive game in the title race. Arsenal need to win that one. Let's not dress it up any other way. Arsenal have to win. So I'll be with you from 12 o'clock, 12:15, all the way through to about 8 o'clock. Half seven, I think. So about 7 hours. We'll be right here with you for about 7 hours tomorrow. We are also going to be doing... Sunday's games. We've got Chelsea against Leeds. And on the night, we're going to be doing AC Milan against Juventus. Big game in Serie A. Monday, we've got Man United against Brentford. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 big European games. PSG Bayern Munich on Tuesday. Atletico Madrid Arsenal on Wednesday. And Thursday night is going to be Forest again. Forest against Villa. We're back watching Forest on Thursday. And next Friday is a bit of a week. I'm trying desperately to avoid next Friday because it's Leeds against Burnley. That's a hell of a Friday night football session. So we might, I don't know whether to do Leeds v Burnley or maybe to look for maybe a different type of game. Here's Awani. Chance for Forest to make it 5. Edge of the box. No. They've done it. It's Elliot Anderson. It's 5-0, baby! 5-0! Watch the Charlie Sheen documentary. Maddest thing ever. Wow, that guy's alive. How that guy's alive. Disbelieve. Tiger blood. Keen Josh, as an LFC fan, do you think LFC could make any signings this summer to replace Robertson and Salah? I think we'll make both. We will make both. Are you going to be live for the City v Southampton game? I'm not, mate. No, I won't be doing City Southampton. We're choosing instead to do Arsenal v Newcastle. Adzo says City's main target is Anderson. Anderson, do you think he'd do well there? Would he fit in? Yes, he would. He's a very, very good player, and City need that type of a player, I think, to great finish that. Yeah. He's that type of a player, I think, Elliot Anderson. He should do well. I'm a Leeds fan, says Ben Turner, and I'm blown away with Forest's response and ours. Yes. It's a great, honestly, you can't really fault it. You cannot fault what they've done. Both of these sides, Leeds and Forest, both of them have done really, really well. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I desperately need a Real Madrid goal or a Betis goal in the Betis-Real Madrid game. Who do you think will be Chelsea manager next season? It's not going to be a manager, is it? They've already decided it's going to be a coach. I just don't know who that is. Surely that's Le Bris sacked. 5-0 at home. The rumours of him being sacked are just starting to gather pace again now. Honestly, the Stadium of Light was empty. It was empty by the time the 35th minute had hit. They can't do this. They can't sack him. But they might do, you know. They might do. Maybe they let him go. It's astonishing that this is the position we're in. Absolutely astonishing. Elliot Anderson's just been chopped down there. We've got 30 seconds left. Ollie says, pick me what to watch at 3 p.m. West Ham Everton or Wolves v Spurs. I would go, personally, West Ham Everton. But I'm watching Liverpool Palace, so. But I would go West Ham Everton. I think that'll be the better game. Wolves v Spurs is going to be a difficult watch, I would imagine. Spurs will just try and control. Wolves will sit in and try and take a point because they know they don't need to win. They just need to frustrate and wait for a chance, and they might take it. If Wolves score, oh, Spurs are going to be all over the place. Will you watch extra time and pens in the City game if it goes that far? Yes, you have my word. If City and Southampton have gone to extra time and pens, we'll switch over from the Arsenal game to that one once it's finished. So yes, absolutely we will. Savage you, now we must beat Everton tomorrow. I think you will. I think West Ham might get a result tomorrow. It's full time here though. Full time at the Stadium of Light. And it is Forest. 5-0 winners against Sunderland. Absolutely crazy. What a result. What a game. You just can't. You can't predict the Premier League at the minute. It's madness. It's crazy. Right. Well, listen. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate everyone in the chat. Lots of love. Thank you so much for everyone on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever you've watched this. If you haven't already, do me a favour. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this stream. If you want to see more, subscribe if you're new. And I will be back tomorrow for York City against Rochdale. Possibly. I still need to do the thumbnail and everything. I hope I'll be back for that one. I hope I'll be back. So 67% of you said do it. I'll try. I will try. I really want to watch that one. So I'm either going to be back for Rochdale and York, or I'm going to be back for the 3 p.m, which is Palace and Liverpool. I will try my best to be back for Rochdale and York. But otherwise, I hope you all have a lovely night. Enjoy your Friday, whatever's left of it. Enjoy it. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a lovely night. Ta-ra. Take it easy.